Hey guys. No grandbaby yet. But I was thinking I wanted to show y'all something. I'm gonna sit back here. And because I wanted to let y'all know I had been thinking about some things. So basically, the best baby names. And no, this is not for my grandbaby that's coming any day now. I was actually thinking about names. It got me to thinking. And y'all know that summer's been on my heart day and night and in my mind. And I just wanted to get this book and kind of look up, maybe the meaning to Summer and her name and stuff like that. Because sometimes people take a lot of time and effort to choose names, and I just got to wondering how Summer's name come about. And that was just me. I put a lot of thought into things sometimes. And personally, what summer means to me when I hear that is fun in the sunshine, happy days, good times, swimming trips, friends, laughter, kids playing, children out of school, no schedules, or no early mornings if you have children. You can go where you want, not have to worry about picking them up. You can plan things and go on vacation with your families, and if your kids are little, you can spend time with your family and enjoy them, and have your barbecues and cookouts, stuff like that. But in this book, when I looked up summer, and it just was simple, just Old English summer, and it's just saying you could spell it SOMMER and SUMER. Just simple. So, it gets more interesting, so just, bear with me. And then, in my opinion, when I hear Utah, of course, I've never personally been to Utah, and I can only imagine why Candace and Dawn wanted to name Summer, have Utah in Summer's name, because it means something to them. And like I said, I've personally never been there. It's always been on my bucket list. I hear it's a beautiful place and has mountains, and to me it would mean beauty and peace, which Summer is certainly beautiful. And right now, I certainly hope she has peace. Looking in this book, now there's millions of books out there for baby names. But in this book, I did not find Utah, which again, is very unusual. I'm just double checking again right now. to see any Utahs. There's more. Here's in the girls' names. I definitely don't see anything Utah. Unity, that's pretty. But yeah, I don't see anything in Utah. So, Moon, which Moon should have come first, but anyway, I was just looking at this. But when I personally see Moon, or the name Moon, or whatever, which is beautiful, by the way. I mean, I like that in a name. But when I think of Moon, or the word moon, I think about all the different types of moons, like a half moon, the blood moon, the red moon, the new moon, the first quarter moon, the waxing moon. You know, I don't know, the moon and stars. Sometimes I say once in a blue moon. I think of the moon and the clouds and like I said, the moon and the stars. I think of babies because a lot of the nurseries are decorated in moon and stars. I think of the book, The Cow Jumped Over the Moon. So many things, you know. And last but not least, Little Miss Summer Wells. I always think of her because of her name. If I hear anybody say moon or something about the moon, you know, so again, you put it together and you have Summer Moon Utah Wells, and we have a real little person, a little girl who stole my heart and stole many of the world's heart on June 15th, 2021, as she went missing off of 110 Ben Hill Road in Rogersville, Tennessee. So they say. And every night and every day I research on this little girl. I worry about her. It seems more than most do. I don't know where everybody went. I worry, it seems, more than her family, more than the cops. It just weighs so heavily on my heart. You know, I was thinking, I just wondered where the name Summer Moon Utah Wells came from and what it means to her mom or her dad. And I wondered who chose the name. Did one of them choose it, or did both of them choose it, or did neither of them choose it? I mean, we know where the Wells came from, so we can probably bet where Utah came from. But that don't mean the parents chose it. My mom in Tennessee chose my granddaughter here, my first grandbaby here's middle name. And then with one of my grandsons, I helped choose his middle name, but that was pretty easy because that's my dad's name and that's her dad's name. So that was pretty easy to convince her of that. And then I have another granddaughter in Tennessee. I had a beautiful name I come up on one day, and I told my daughter-in-law, I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. You should name her this. Which it wasn't my job to name the kids, but she actually thought that was my grandmother's first name, and she didn't. She's from Thailand, and she thought, I mean, it was pretty close to the first name, but she named her the first part of it and put Rose with it. So she's actually got 4 names. But what I'm saying is that it doesn't mean that somebody took a well thought out plan to name their child. It makes me wonder, and there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying, I'm not judging anybody. I just want to know. I just wonder where the name come from. It's a beautiful name. Summer Moon Utah Wells. I wonder where that name came from, and who chose it, and who took the time to choose it. Was it a last minute decision? Did you have it for a long time? Did you have to change it 2 or 3 or 4 times? That would be like me. I'd probably have to change it 2 or 3 or 4 times. I just thought that was something on my mind. But anyway, I got this book, and then I started flipping through it, and it was pretty interesting. Oh, I didn't read the Dear Abby part. God, I hadn't read no Dear Abby in God knows when. I used to read all of her stuff. Let's see. Let me see what she says. I used to like to read her stuff in the paper. Dear Abby, please print my letter so other mothers won't make the same mistake I did. After 19 years, I realized the era of naming our son after his father. When he was a baby, it was no problem. We called him Billy, and his father was Bill. When he got older, he decided Billy was too babyish. So he asked us to call him Bill, which wasn't too bad. We called one Big Bill and the other Little Bill. That worked out fine until Little Bill got bigger than Big Bill. Now it's worse. Young Bill and Old Bill, and you can imagine how thrilled Father is to be old at 44. Not only that, but their voices are identical, and they're constantly being mistaken for one another on the telephone. And their mail gets mixed up too. It's a pain in the neck. I should have named him Lawrence. Like I wanted to. I've always loved that name. Pooey on these juniors. Too late now. Thanks. New mothers, take notes. And then this book here in particular tells you how to name your baby, you know, the namesakes, the religion, the gender, nationality, and stuff like that. It just gives you advice. That's why I like this one. But there's something I come across I want to read y'all in just a minute. Number of names, sounds, rhymes, punctuation, spelling, popularity, uniqueness, stereotypes, initials. You know, watch how you watch what the initials is. You don't want something that's, in other words, the first name, middle name, and last name, like ASS or something like that, you know. Nicknames, you know, when they're shortened, it's just telling you, like, you know, when the kids get older, take all that into consideration, how they fill out their college applications and stuff like that. If they use a nickname, you know, take into consideration the meanings of the names. You know, the stereotypes of the names. I won't bore y'all with all this, but and then these are this book in particular. This is called The Best Baby Name Book Worldwide by Bruce Langsty. Okay, like for instance, this one has the girl names that are positive and the negative girl names. For instance, hold on. Excuse me 1 second, y'all. Y'all hear my ankles popping? Okay, yeah, my ankles and my legs are popping. Okay, for instance, a positive image name would be Elena. That's bright and mischievous. Amy is educated and calm. Ava, beautiful dreamer. Carla, independent and outgoing. Christy, friendly and cute. So I won't read all these, but a negative image would be B, heavy, grandma, old. Dolores, overweight and old. Oh my Lord. Let's see. Henrietta, oh my gosh, it says fat and horrible. Lord have mercy. These books are getting down to it. Okay. Chwala, droopy and strange. Let's get to the boys' names now. Okay. Positive boys' names would be Alexander, intelligent leader. Alan, funny and friendly. Ben, strong and lovable. Benjamin, cute and intuitive. Bradley, sensitive and fun-loving. Bronson, strong and tough. Drew, attractive and independent, trim. Patrick, popular and happy. David, handsome and intelligent. Let's go to the negative images. Fair is fair. Ace, jerk, jock, and stupid. I'm sorry, guys. This is what the book says. Okay. Clem, klutz, and hillbilly. Okay. Damon, evil and devil. I'm not making this up. Okay. Norman, fat nerd. Wally, mild-mannered and henpecked. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do with that. And it gives you the most popular names, like just a few. I'm going to give y'all for the girls is Emma, Olivia, Sophia, Ava, Mia, Charlotte, Abigail. This is just in case somebody's having a baby. It might help you. Quinn, Reagan, Clara, Faith. And then for boys, I mean, it has 100, but I'm not going to read 100. Okay. For the boys, Benjamin, Elijah, Grayson, Jackson, Bryson, Roman, Bentley. And then it has popular names around the world. So that's pretty neat. In different countries and stuff, what the popular names are. And the next page is all the countries it tells you. Like in Wales, the popular boy's name is Oliver and the girl is Ruby. Scotland is Sophie and boy is Jack. All right, I think this is what I wanted to show y'all. Okay. And there was a reason, but okay. Shortly after your baby is born, someone from the hospital staff will ask for your information to fill out a birth certificate. We all know that, but I just wanted to read this to you. If your baby is not born in a hospital, either by choice or accident, you still need to file a birth certificate. If you're on your way but don't make it to the hospital in time, the hospital will still take care of filling in the form and presenting it for your signature after you're admitted. If you plan a home birth, you will have to go to the Vital Statistics office and file a form there. To be certain, find out what your local laws require. You know, I want to read this because there's been a little bit of talk in the Summer case, so that's why I wanted to read this. I thought it was interesting that it's in this book. Basic facts about both parents' names, places, and dates of birth, such as details about the baby as its sex, weight, length, exact time of arrival, and date of birth, will be needed for a birth certificate. Questions regarding other children, if any, their ages, previous miscarriages, or children's deaths, the educational levels of both parents, and so on might be asked at this time for records at your local division of Vital Statistics. They may not appear on the actual birth certificate, though. The hospital staffer will take up the form and present it for the mother and doctor to sign before sending it to the Vital Statistics Division to be recorded permanently. Once it's recorded, you can request copies needed for things like passports, some jobs, and some legal transactions. That's what happens in the usual chain of events. But what about technicalities and specific legal aspects of naming a child? The first thing to know is the laws that govern baby naming vary greatly throughout the country. if your choice of names is in any way unusual, such as giving your baby a hyphenated surname combining the mother's maiden name with the father's name, be sure of the law before you name the baby, and sign the official birth certificate only after it has been filled out to your satisfaction. A few of the most commonly asked questions concerning legalities are considered here, but since state and territory laws are not uniform, even these answers cannot be definite. Your local municipal health department officials can probably lead you to the proper department or official to handle your particular situation. Contact them if you need more detailed answers to your questions. And then one of the questions is, are there any restrictions on the choice of first and middle names for your baby? No, with the possible exception that the baby's name should be composed of letters, not numbers. In 1978, a district court judge refused to allow a young Minneapolis social studies teacher to legally change his name to the number 1069, calling such change an offense to human dignity. That would hasten the day in which we all become lost in faceless numbers. Freedom in choosing given names is not universal. A spokesman for the French consulate in Chicago confirmed an 1813 French law still governs naming practices in France. It decrees that babies must be named after Catholic saints or persons known in ancient history. Is a choice allowed in giving the baby a surname? Okay, so I'm not going to read all that. Let's see. Baby's full name must be decided. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Must the baby's full name be decided upon before the birth certificate can be registered? Okay, I found this interesting. In most cases, no time limit exists in which given names must be recorded. However, depending on the amount of time since birth, the evidence required to record the name varies, ranging from a letter signed by the parent to a court order. And it says, how can a baby's name be legally changed after its birth and registered? And then it has that information. More than 50,000 Americans asked courts to change their names legally every year. Some of these changes are requested by parents for their children when the names originally chosen no longer suits them. Changes in a minor child's given name are possible in some states without a court order, which time limits ranging from a few days after birth to any time at all. In some states, a simple affidavit signed by parents or a notarized amendment is sufficient to make a name change. Others require various documents to show proof of an established new name, such as a baptismal certificate, an insurance policy, an immunization record, or the family Bible record. For older children, school records, shot records, or the census are usually allowed. When court procedures are necessary, they involve petitions to a county probate court, a superior court, or a district court. Follow state laws, often prior newspaper publication of the intended change is required. The court then issues a change of name, order, or decree. In some states, new birth certificates are issued for name changes. In others, certificates are only amended. Informal name changes can be and often are made simply through the common law right of choice, which allows individuals to use any names they choose. such as change is informal though, and not legal in official procedures. And then it says, what if a mistake is made on the baby's birth certificate? To repeat, the best advice is to avoid such an occurrence by being absolutely sure that the completely filled out certificate is correct in every detail before signing it. If a mistake is made, it is important to handle that matter quickly. Procedures for correction on certificates vary. Sometimes signatures of the parents are sufficient, but in other cases, forms must be filled out or documentary evidence supplied. What are the laws for renaming adopted children? An adoption decree is a court order legally obtained through basically similar procedures in all states and territories. A child's given name are selected by the adoptive parents, and the surname is chosen in accordance with whatever state or territory the laws exist. For surnames of biological children, then all the names are recorded in the adoption decree. In most places, an entirely new birth certificate is drawn up. Although the place of birth is not usually changed, most often the original birth certificate is sealed with the adoption papers, and the new certificate is filed in a place of the original. How may a child's name be changed by a stepfather, by foster parents, or in the case of legitimization? In a case of the name change by a stepfather or by foster parents, most states require that individuals follow the appropriate procedures for adoption or for legal name change. Changing the child's surname in the case of a legitimization is virtually the same as the adoption procedure in most states and territories. Some require both an affidavit and paternity and a copy of the parent's marriage license, while others do not concern themselves with the marriage of the parents. California has no procedures whatsoever, since illegitimacy is no longer defined in that state. I found that interesting. So I definitely just wanted to read y'all that. And yeah, those were just, I mean, it has a ton of other stuff in here. But I wanted to read y'all that because, I mean, there was some questions of a lot of different things in Summer's case and why this and why that. But I found this book kind of fascinating. And I just wanted to share that with you. I don't know if it'll help anybody or not. And I really just wanted to come on here and say hi to everybody and let y'all know that my grandson will be here any day. I cannot wait to be holding him in my arms. And I get to keep him every other week. So we have him a little place going on right here. Let's see. That's his little hat. His little blanket. I got him some other little stuff, but I don't have it in here yet. I've been working on this room. Let's see. This one little thing I got. I don't know where I put it. Y'all, I've been working on this room and this office, and I want to pull this out so bad and see what it is. I just got it in the mail. So I think we're going to do that. It's a little, oh, it's a little bundle. You can bundle him up if it gets cold, and it feels like, oh, little pouch. It's so soft. But anyway, I just wanted to say hi. Bye. I'll talk to y'all. I will talk to y'all later, another day. Y'all have a good night.